Hello, stop what you're doing. This isn't an emergency. The Daily Grind is back. Welcome back to the Daily Grind. It's Thursday, and I've got my guy, my dancing buddy.
That's right.
How are you, Rusty? Are you good, brother?
I am. I was not called a bitch by Kelly Oubre this week, so I'm doing good. He called everybody else one, but not me, so I am in good shape.
Man, why that wasn't leading? I sent that to everybody. I was like, look at this. He's going, use a bitch, use a bitch, use a bitch. It's just
your mama, your auntie, your grandma,
dad.
Everybody. But I was not one, so we're good.
he did not point at either of us, to my knowledge.
No.
Thank God, because I wouldn't know how to react. He was so good.
Oh,
that's
incredible.
The most I've ever liked Kelly Oubre.
Right. Like I found myself, he kind of came out of the cellar just a little for me, but man, what a great gift that's going to be when I'm upset with something on Twitter. You best believe I'm going to pop that. I saved that video to my phone. It will make an appearance at some point.
And the best part, the ref just goes, okay. He has nothing else to say, but he knows he's right. He's like, okay.
Yeah, and he's just like pointing around Nick Nurse as he's doing it, just like pointing him out, and he's giving him an earful, and it was just an all-time NBA scene, man. So you think back, greatest scenes in NBA, you got Ron Artest in the stands, you got Tony Allen kicking Chris Paul in the face, and now Kelly Oubre pointing out their flaws is going to be on my Mount Rushmore of NBA moments.
Man, same, and it's pretty good because he's been a Grizz killer for me for a long time. Mm-hmm. I feel like when he was with the Hornets, he was always a Grizz killer, like someone else, with the Lakers. With that's a segue, by the way. Boom.
Yeah, nicely done.
With
that's
Rui,
ladies and gentlemen, professional.
Boom. Rui Hachimura decides to become the best shooter that the NBA has ever seen when he plays us.
Goodness.
Dating back to 2 years ago, or a year and a half, last playoff series when he just literally shot 70% from three. It was awful. Mm-hmm. But he was back and at it again yesterday, and in a game that was closer than I thought it was going to be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he finished 7 for 8, 11 for 14 from the field. Just had an awesome night from the field, and then all right, I'm gonna get on my soapbox here for a minute. I'm so sick of people bashing the city of Memphis, right? Memphis has got its flaws like every city, but just because you have one good game, there's literally one team that he's good against, you can't come in here and talk about my city, right? You can't talk about 901 like that because you're feeling yourself after a good night. Listen, man, enjoy your relevancy now because when Bron's gone, you're gone. You won't be a Laker after that. You're going to be playing overseas. You're not that good. You're not that guy. Do not come at Memphis just because you had one hot night. You scored 32 last night. You're probably not going to score 32 for the next month. Miss me with that Memphis bashing, man. I'm pissed about that.
Man, and you know what's going to be here for a lot longer? Memphis, the 901's going to be here a lot longer than Rui Hachimura matters. You said it best. Every single Wizards fan that I know and that I don't know, I think their entire contingency of Wizards fans hated him. The only reason he is this player is because he's next to LeBron. And you're right. It's once he's gone, see you, dude.
Yeah, enjoy Turkey, right? You're a bum. Miss me with that.
And enjoy Turkey getting beat by Tariq Babirovic, our guy. I think I said his name right. I don't know if I said his name right, but that's your future, Rui. Who did you – God, they had, 3 dudes in double – he had a double-double. We don't got to talk about him anymore. Austin Reeves had a double-double. LeBron had a triple-double.
I was watching at the bar last night. Shout out, no free shout-outs. The Hawks Nest here in Martin, Tennessee has 50-cent wing night on Wednesday nights. So I go watch the Grizz there while eating some wings. Taught these college kids how to play some darts last night, some of my coworkers. But anyway, I hate how much TV crews hang off of Laker jocks. You know what I mean? Austin Reeves is so good at positioning himself for pulling an offensive foul. No, he just flops and he gets away with it because he's next to LeBron, right? He's learning from the master. And so double-double from Austin Reeves. LeBron is what he is, right? He's 39 and had a triple-double last night. Just freaking
and was rested.
Yeah. It was well rested. And he's another one just for whatever reason flexes on the Grizz. And he did have some high praise for Gigi after the game, which was cool to see. But yeah, just another one of those nights where we are what we are, right? Cool, you flexed on it. And the same going back to Rui, man. I'm still mad about that. You flexed on a G League team. Congratulations, right? You've got BC has played 15 minutes. Sure, we're coming back with Dez and all that. But, Jake LaRavia had a good night, but he's not an NBA player. So enjoy, it's like you're playing at the Y and you've got that one little short 5'6" dude and you hit a layup over him and you hit him with the too small, right? That's what it felt like last night. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's man, we're Do you know how many lineups we've had, Rui? Are you aware of like what you're bragging about? It's like, dude, the amount of people that one, it's worse than kicking a horse while it's down because it's worse than that because it's like we're doing okay, like nobody in Memphis is saying, "Oh, woe is me." It's just like an unnecessary fu to us, and it's like, 100%. Bro, it's like, bro, you don't matter. You don't matter enough.
Congratulations. Like Congratulations. It's like we're in elementary school and you beat the one chubby kid in a foot race. Like, awesome job, man. Feel good about yourself. Like, well done. You know what I mean? Like, awesome. I'm done talking about those bumps.
Yeah,
done talking about those bumps. Desmond Bain had a great night last night. 26. I will stand here and say that I give Jake LaRavia a hard time. He does not need to be a Memphis Grizzly next year. But he had himself a ball game last night, coming off the bench with 25. He was 7 for 9 from 3. So, right there with you, Ruri. I mean, Jake had a good game last night. Thoughts?
25, 6, and 4 too. I mean, he's like, when we're needing people. I mean, because that's where we fell flat. It was our starters just not having anything in those tertiary categories like rebounds, assists. Like we just couldn't do anything. Or I mean, I don't think. Did Jaren have? Yeah, Jaren didn't even have double-figure rebounds. Yeah, he was close, but with AD not playing, you need to have double-digit rebounds.
100%,
in my opinion. And then it's when he's able to LaRavia, that is doing 25 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, a steal. It's like, man, he's making a lot of the people who said a lot of bad crap about him eat crow. And it's I'm one of them. Like I was ready to. I wrote a whole feature about him and how he should be gone at the trade deadline. And now I'm like, well, and it just makes me look like an idiot.
Yeah.
But I still don't want him to be in a Memphis Grizzlies uniform next year. But I think he's doing a really good job of showing that he can possibly play in the NBA.
And what I think he's doing, he's making a great highlight film that we can send to the Wizards and the Hornets and the Pelicans, whoever that we're going to trade for a big man with, like whoever it may be that we're going to go after in the offseason. Like he's making a much better highlight tape than the likes of maybe Zaire and some of these guys who hadn't played, he's at least logging some minutes and showing that there's something there. Because somebody will take a flyer on him, right? He's a first-round pick. People look at him and be like, you know what? Memphis couldn't do it. Maybe we can, and they can bring him in, and I'm totally fine with that. Again, it's like, that one, like, RIP Toby Keith. That was a big Toby Keith thing.
Oh, dude, I saw him. I got to see him live before, like a couple years ago. Gosh. It was incredible. I'm a big fan of him too. I love him. He was awesome.
Huge fan. Well, you'll appreciate this reference. Like, I may not be as good as I once was, but I'm as good once as I ever was. That was last night for Jake from Wake, man. He had his one game where he's going to cook, and now next, he's going to run out there this weekend and maybe score 8 points. But it was fun to watch.
Yeah. Well, and it's in what might be like the last. We don't have very many home games left, like if you want to ball out for the home crowd and prove that you're not slaw like they did that poor SOB, like is to prove them wrong, he's doing what he can. I just shout out to him,
Yeah.
I'm trying to.
And they did him so dirty with that, man. I feel so bad. Come
on, man.
Like, you got to pick somebody else.
Yeah. Somebody else.
Goodness.
There wasn't really much else that I mean, we'll talk about BC in the next segment, but was there anything else that nothing else spoke to me in the game?
One other thing that I wanted to talk about is Scottie Pippen Jr. Scottie Pippen Jr. is further solidifying himself as the next Tyus Jones. Like, that man needs to be our backup point guard. It helps that your dad is, Scottie Pippen Sr.
Yeah.
You can be really, really athletic, but he just looks so in control. The moment doesn't look too big for him. Like, that dude that's a dog. Like, he's going to be an NBA player, and he needs to be our backup point guard. And again, it'll be a Tyus situation. We'll have him for a couple years, and then he'll go on to be a starter somewhere. But he needs to we need him in a long-term deal before next year. Like, that guy, he consistently had 26 minutes last night, 11 points. He had only 2 assists, but he looked in command of the offense. He didn't look, awful with 4 fouls.
Right? Like 2 steals, 2 blocks or something. Yeah, like he's helping everywhere.
And he only had 2 turnovers. I mean, it's not awful. That's a good night for a young point guard. Like, I'm here for it, man. Scottie Pippen Jr., you a Grizzly.
Yeah. Well, and I don't understand. He's playing well enough that I just genuinely don't understand why people didn't hold on to him. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't understand that. Like, I get that. So I mean, I don't know. I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, he's the future. I think he's the next Tyus Jones, but it's like he's not the point guard, but he's plays well enough to like he can run a damn NBA offense. And I don't know, like there's a lot of people that can't do that in the league that are point guards. It's just really weird to me that the dude, I keep waiting for a flaw in his game to come out where I'm like, that's why, and it hasn't yet.
The only thing I can think of is very much a what have you done for me lately kind of league. And you've got a really short leash. And so like he didn't get a ton of run in other places. Like he got some minutes, but he didn't get a ton of big NBA minutes. He just happened to get thrown into the fire here in Memphis and he's shined, right? He's rose to the occasion. And so that's the only thing I can think of. I agree from all, like he seems like a great locker room guy. He's been a great asset on the floor. When he's been hurt, he's still there, with job, mixing it up with the guys, dabbing them up when they come off the floor. So I am very pro Scottie Pippen Jr. on Beale Street next year.
Yeah, we'll get those. I think you can get the jerseys. We'll get the jerseys. I'm going to get you a jersey, a homemade stitched one by me.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Good looking out.
Hold me to that.
No. I just keep wearing my Hawaiian shirts.
I love it. I love it. I was going to say, shout out to your Hawaiian shirts. I'm a Hawaiian shirt guy too. It's the good weather for it.
It is.
Hawaiian shirts
we do fun shirt Thursdays every Thursday, and this is just one of many Hawaiian shirts that I have. So shout out TJ Maxx, $9.99, baby. Let's go.
Ooh, shout out TJ Maxx. This episode, which isn't brought to you by TJ Maxx, but we're going to take a quick break. If you're listening to TJ Maxx, we're taking calls. When we get back, we will talk about Brandon Clark, who made his return last night and looked good. I'm going to say he looked good for somebody who just came back from an Achilles surgery, but right after this break.
Not just the level of individual talent that he plays with, but it's also the level of his mind. We haven't gotten cross-court open shot this year. We haven't seen that pass a lot. Number one, you got to respect him going to the basket. There's a roller. I got to watch the roller. He has the mind to be able to say, I see all of that, but now I see this guy over here. I'm going to get him this open shot. How shifty he is to always be going forward. It's usually side to side. Yeah. His dribble moves are side to side, but going forward. Right. Which is very hard to defend. I just want to get you, as many times can I get you to do this? But for him, it's not here. It is here, which is are his moves to get down the floor. It's awkward for a defender to try to catch a cadence. You dribble. So now what I do is when you go put that ball down, I'm going for it. But with him, it's hard for my cadence. But what's my cadence for you? I don't know what it is.
Tune in to the Anthony Sane Show Wednesdays and Fridays at 12 p.m. weekly on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
Who do you need to step it up? Outside of David Jones, I think David Jones is David Jones.
I don't think you need him to step it up because he's been performing.
Yeah, he's David Jones. Outside of him, he's fine.
I think Quinterly needs to play better.
In what way? He's facilitating the ball well. What do you I don't
2 at 12 from the field's not cutting it.
It's not great. It's not great.
And I don't need a runner 3 from the top of the key with 3.5 seconds left.
Is Virginia the game where Jordan Brown is going to cook? Those dudes aren't looking to run the ball.
Cook what? Dude, I thought he was going to have a freaking night. He came out with that fresh cut, lined up. And then literally within the first 15 seconds, missed a wide open layup. And then picked up 2 fouls right away.
I feel real lied to because I thought we were getting a 20 and 10 guy.
Didn't think it did anything for you.
Well, I think
we all thought we were getting a 20 and 10 guy. And we are getting that in David Jones.
I'm not even getting 20 or 10 minutes out of the guy.
Tune in to Tigers Untapped with TJ Willis and Trey Lasley every Wednesday at 3 p.m. on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
Welcome back to the daily grind. My headphones out and it felt weird. That's why. Before we jump back in, I'm going to show you. I just got in the mail. These just got delivered.
Oh, let's see them.
I'm very excited. Boom.
Oh, dude, let's go.
Bites.
Crispy.
Bites. I'm very excited.
Awesome. Yeah. I got me a new pair of Jaw ones 2 weeks ago that just came in. I got the reverse scratch, the white with the scratch on the black scratch on the bottom. Clean.
Those are sick. Those are so clean. I bought those and I wear those to like dress functions because they're just like they're clean.
Yeah, and I keep a magic eraser in the box because like as soon as I put them in there, like we unscuff and go back in the box. Like those are fresh.
I wanted to turn ball. Wicked smart. It's wicked smart on you.
Wicked smart. You know,
wicked smart. I don't know what that is. We're not Boston here. We're going, but Boston is close to Canada-ish. Not as good of a segue, but kind of.
Still
close.
Yeah.
Brandon Clark came back last night, and he got the reaction, the ovation. I mean, it was so effing good to see him out there. It was just so nice. I don't know. I mean, it's emotional. I think baseball's, I mean, we're going to talk about baseball later. I think baseball's the most romantic sport out there, but
100%.
Basketball is close. You know, like moments like that are pretty awesome.
Yeah.
And to see him not only come back, but not look too bad, you know, like he wasn't awful.
Yeah.
Yeah. What did you think about seeing him out there? Did your heart flutter?
It did. It warmed my soul. I couldn't tell if it was that. It was the picture of Busch Light, but something was warming my soul last night.
Column A, column B.
That's it, man. Exactly. And so it was good to see BC out there. He's a very bouncy player, and so that's going to take some time to come back. But watching him grab rebounds, he had that one like two-step, that Euro step layup in the lane. It just looked so good. You know, probably 2 years ago, like he yams at home, but it's just good to see him being athletic, because it's been fun to watch him on IG and Twitter as he's been like documenting his recovery and just seeing where he's at. And man, yeah, like it just, and you can tell it's good for him too. Like he just looked so just amped to be out there, and 6 points in your return, not getting hurt, getting a ton of run. When he got like
20 minutes,
20 minutes exactly.
Yeah.
So good run last night. I'm fired up and get to watch him as we finish. I'll be there for Mark's retirement on the 6th, so get to watch him hopefully play that night as well.
Yeah.
Speaking of getting emotional, Friday night, that YouTube documentary that's dropping on about Marcus All. Have you seen that?
I can't wait. Can't wait.
I'm gonna need a moment with that, because that's gonna be something.
Yes. Is it tomorrow? Is it come out tomorrow or next Friday?
Out, 29th, tomorrow night. I won't get to watch it tomorrow night, but I'll probably watch it later in the weekend, as it, I'm gonna need to be alone in my space under my blanket and just know that I'm gonna be feeling some feels for sure.
I'm a Bears fan, and so when the 84 Bears documentary came on, I was so I turned it. It was weird. I wasn't even alive then. I like missed it by a few years, but I was like, "They were the best football team ever." I know it's like tomorrow. He's the best center.
I know. Like, who cutting onions in here? Who cutting them onions in here?
It's gonna be like where someone walks in and you're like, "Get out."
That's it. But yeah, man, but back to BC. It was just good to see him out there and seeing that bounce and that first step. And he didn't, obviously didn't look like the BC of old, but man, he looked like a basketball player. And it was great to see him out there.
It was great to see him out there and serve. I don't want to say, to still be able to serve the function that he served last time, because there was a while there where the three-headed monster of BC, Tyus, insert third player here, they were like the most dangerous trio off of anybody's bench. I mean, it was D-Melt for a while, it was Kyle Anderson for a while. Like the three of them were just like, you throw the three of those guys in and they would just like bash other benches into submission.
Yeah.
And he was with Jake and it was with other people, but it looks like he's still serving that same role, which is awesome. I mean, when you miss a full year and there's other guys getting run ahead of you, and there's important guys that are going to be like Gigi, to still be able to play next to these guys is just really, really, really. It's like you said, he's an NBA player. He's a true blue NBA player, and I'm very excited that he's one, a Grizzly, and two, back at it.
Yeah, I hope, obviously there's only a few people that are off limits on this team, and he's about as close to off limits as you can come. I like seeing that 1-5 on his chest and that Memphis across it too, man. I like him playing with us. He's a culture guy. Anytime Jaren's on vacation, BC's there. Like, he just seems to fit on the team really well. And he's a big body. Like, he's grown since he left Gonzaga in the league. He's filled out a little bit. And so he's a big body who can get you rebounds. He's great at those little bunnies at the rim on put back. And he's great for a highlight dunk here and there as well. So,
when he's in that death lineup, he's one of the bigs in that death lineup that we talked about for so long, back when it was Dez, Dylan, Triple J, BC, and Ja. Like those five guys, that was deadly when they were able to play together.
Yeah. I mean, running up and down the floor, Ja either hitting those half line dunks, or BC was good for an oop. And that's an athletic lineup that people are going to have a problem with. And so hopefully he stays healthy, keeps those feet underneath him, and keeps rehabbing, has a great off season. And then we come back next year. Cause I mean, could you imagine like a bench lineup of we'll say Vince, Gigi, Santi, BC, and then Marcus or Luke running point. My goodness. That is
you got defense,
bench.
you got offense, you got athleticism. That's I can't wait for it. I'm already excited for next season. I know we're homers, but I'm already excited.
I mean, that's it. They're going to go off to Cabo, have a great offseason. I am ready for next October. Let's go.
Yes, let's do it. We're going to take one more break. When we get back, we're going to play It's a Trap, and we're also going to a little shadowing about what it's about. It's going to be about take me after the ball game.
Should be a national holiday today.
Yeah, I agree. Hey, Tom, if I was running the world, today would be a national holiday. I don't know. That's my Harry Carey. Quick break after this.
I'm just big on being able to vocalize what someone's role is. I always thought my best coaches were the people that let me know exactly what you expect from me. Now, I might not like it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Right. But if you come to me man to man and say, this is how we think we're gonna play you, bang, bang, bang. And hopefully everybody understand. I'm not saying that this has not been done with this team. I'm just saying from my experience, we all have egos when we get to this game. Right. All of us. To the last person on the bench, you got an ego. But all of us can't be the man. Yeah. You got to be able to say, okay, he's the man, but what do I do and what can I do to help us be good? And if it's vocalized to you, then you know exactly and if I'm out there doing it and now I'm not getting the result from you, now we got to sit down and have another conversation. But as long as it is told to you, this is what we expect from you, this is how we want you to play, then I feel like, again, keeping this logo. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Tune in to the Anthony Sane Show Wednesdays and Fridays at 12 p.m. weekly on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel. All right, Christian.
Yes.
You are Penny Hardaway.
I'm not.
Yes, you are.
Okay.
Today, you're going to play act. Okay? Gabe, because you're a Jordan Brown apologist, you're going to be Jordan Brown.
I'm a Jordan Brown apologist. Okay.
Okay.
I'll take that.
Y'all are sitting across the room from each other.
I said, don't tweet him hate. And he's like, you're an apologist. Like, good God. But either way, continue. We're in a room together.
Why did things break down?
Jordan, we brought you in this year to be the centerpiece of our offense. You came in out of shape. Let's call it what it is. Call a spade a spade. We play fast. Told you this when we were recruiting you. We play fast. One of the fastest paces in the country. You have to be able to get up and down the floor. You have failed at that.
Oh, well, I'm leaving. So it's fine. Cool.
Tune in to On the Bluff with Christian Fowler and Gabe Kuhn every Tuesday at 12 p.m. on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
Welcome back to the daily grind. Welcome back to the show. We talk about basketball, but right now we're going to talk about baseball. Okay, you get the idea. Welcome back. Today, it's a show about basketball normally, but this is the part of the show where we don't talk about basketball. We talk about other things. Today is opening day. For people like Rusty and myself, it should be a national holiday. I don't know why 100%. I had to work today. I don't know why the mail's running. I'm glad it did because I got my jaws. But there's far better things that everyone should be doing right now. Far better.
100%. I should be parked on this couch with a beer, popcorn, Cubs shirt, watching baseball. I got YouTube TV. I'd have all four of them going. I have my laptop going with a baseball game. It should be a national holiday. Where you at, Joe Biden? Let's make this happen.
Preach. Joe, Joe, come on, please. I know you watch the show, Joe. I know you're a big fan of the lasagna segment. I know you are. So come on, hook us up. So in honor of baseball, so every Thursday we play a little game called It's a Trap. I don't know if you are familiar with our good Admiral Akbar, who passed away. I don't know the star year, but he died in an attack against the starship that was a Mon Cala cruiser in Return of the Jedi.
Real quick shout out too about Admiral Akbar to Uncle Buck, who hopped in the comments and said, I'm looking like Andy Reid in my Hawaiian shirt. I'm a few cheeseburgers short of Andy Reid. Thank you very much.
You're like a handsome Andy Reid. No shade on Andy Reid.
More full beard, right? He's just got the handlebars, right? But Uncle Buck, his favorite college team is Ole Miss, and their students a few years ago when they were voting for a new mascot actually voted Admiral Akbar to be their new sideline mascot, and I am just disappointed they didn't use him. Bunch of nerds.
I would have transferred. I would have gone back to school. And that's the greatest story I've ever. I love
bunch of nerds.
How dare you?
Right.
Anyway, the game.
Yes.
The game is called It's a Trap. The rules are, I'm going to give you 20 questions, 20 trivia questions.
Let's go.
You don't have to answer any of them correctly. 10 of them are correct questions. They actually have an answer. 10 of them are completely made up, fabricated, hold no water. They're traps. It's a trap question. You just have to tell me if it's a trap or a trap, or if it's not a trap. You don't have to give me an answer. You just have to say yes or it's a trap.
Let's go.
Okay. All right. First question. Who holds the record? Here's what we're going to do. We're going to make this over here so I can actually read it before we start. That was awful anticipation. Who holds the record for most career home runs in Major League Baseball history?
Yes.
Yep.
It's Barry Bonds.
Nailed it. If you want to guess, you can. It's just for fun. Mark tried to do this and didn't know much of all of his guesses were wrong. So no shade, Mark, but like if you don't want to guess, it's fine. Which pitcher holds the record for most career strikeouts in MLB history?
Yes, that'd be Nolan Ryan, the Nolan Express, right?
Yeah, 2 for 2. Which MLB team holds the record for most consecutive seasons with a player hitting a home run while wearing a pink fuzzy hat?
That's a trap.
That is our trap. You nailed it. It's a trap. So silly. It's our trap. Our trap. There it is. Our trap.
There it is.
Right. In what year did the MLB experiment with replacing baseballs with watermelons, resulting in a 14-hour rain delay for the game they did it?
I'm gonna say that's a trap. That's a trap.
That's a trap. You're right. All right. Who holds the record for most stolen bases in a single game, achieving the stat while riding a unicycle?
That's a trap.
That is a trap. Although the name would be Speedy McGillicuddy if that was a real guy.
Naturally.
Which MLB team holds the record for most World Series championships?
Yes, that would be the New York Yankees.
Yep. Man, God, see, this is what we need. We need people to know the stuff.
I don't know much,
that's
but I
been
know
on
baseball.
here before failed. Daniel, Drew, Mark, I hope you know. All right. Who was the first African-American player to break the MLB color barrier?
Yes, that'd be Jackie Robinson, which 42 is a phenomenal movie.
So good. Shout out that movie.
Yeah.
Oh, shout out Chadwick Boseman too.
R.I.P.
Right.
Man. Black Panther.
All right. Which MLB player famously hit a home run while blindfolded during a charity baseball game?
I'm going to say that yes, and that's Babe Ruth. I should, man. I was feeling cocky.
I should have. Well, and I should have clarified that he was wearing the blindfold because he's actually blind, not because it was a game. I probably would have been
cocky.
That's okay. You're still doing better than most people. What is the name of the legendary baseball stadium that was rumored to be made entirely out of recycled chewing gum?
Crap.
No, it's a trap. That'd be nasty. Which MLB team holds the record for longest winning streak, winning 50 consecutive games with a lineup consisting entirely of miniature schnauzers?
It's a trap.
There's a trap. What is the name of the award given annually to the most valuable player in the MLB?
Yes. But I don't remember.
No, that's not a trap. Sorry, you're right.
I was about to say, I do give an MVP.
They don't give an MVP. It's just called the MVP trophy.
There it is.
Who holds the record for highest career batting average in MLB history?
Yes, but that's going to be back in the day, probably like Stanley Kneecaps or something. I don't know.
Ty Cobb.
Ty Cobb. There you go.
Close. In what year did Major League Baseball introduce the designated hitter rule?
Ooh, yes. We'll say like late 1970s. I'm going to give you a decade.
Yeah, no, you're right. 73.
73. I was going to say 74, but I'm glad 70s worked. Cheers.
All right. Okay. Which pitcher threw the only perfect game in World Series history?
Yes. Ty Cobb?
No, maybe close. Dan Larson for the Yankees. It was the Brooklyn Dodgers. Or it was back in the day. Yeah, the Dodgers. Mm-hmm. All right. Which MLB player holds the record for most consecutive games with a hit?
Ooh, yes. Well, I know Cal Ripken has the most games played.
Yes, but most with a hit.
But not the most hits. I don't know.
It's old.
Ted Williams, Teddy Ball. Oh, no. Hang on. It's Joe DiMaggio. It's Joe DiMaggio's. Oh, my gosh.
Also, shout out. I have a signed baseball from Ted Williams.
Get out of here. He's in a cryo chamber somewhere, so you might get to thank him one day.
It's in a lockbox. I always tell someone, if anything happens to me, you save that before you save me. There's a lot in that box. Shout out 100%. If anyone wants to kill me. Get that box. All right. Who is the only pitcher? Who is the only pitcher in MLB history to throw a no-hitter while juggling flaming torches?
It's a trap.
It's a trap. Which MLB player famously hit a walk-off grand slam using a banana instead of a baseball bat?
It's a trap.
It's a trap. What is the name of the baseball-themed amusement park that features a roller coaster that's shaped like a giant baseball bat and it just swings you back and forth really hard?
Yes, it's a trap.
It's a trap. All right, and the last question. In what year did the MLB institute a rule requiring all players to perform a cartwheel after hitting a home run?
Oh, we just had a rules committee meeting. They should have done that, but it's a trap.
It's a trap. You know what? You performed the best so far. Straight up the best. I'm not even going to sugarcoat it. You were the best. It wasn't a trap for you, my friend. It wasn't a trap for you at all. Uncle Buck, don't get in here. This isn't about you, Uncle Buck. This is about Rusty.
That's it. This is the better half of the $2 Sports Show, which is records tonight, drops tomorrow, 3 p.m. Shameless shout out. Be there 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. Let's go.
I'll be there. And if you're not there, we'll shame you. 100%. Thank you for tuning in today. Thank you, brother, for hopping on with me. Everybody have a good afternoon. Be safe. I will see you all tomorrow.
Da, 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 da.
Now.